Greetings! Mantare79 here, and welcome back to another deck profile video for the Cardfight Vanguard trading card game. And now in today's video, the deck profile I'm going to be making one for is a D standard formats, Brandt Gates, Blitz CEO Welstra with cards from DZ Quick Start Deck 03, Brandt Gate. Alrighty, let's begin. And now for the ride deck. For the cards in this ride deck, we have 1. Grade 0, Blitz Mechanic, Wharton, starting unit. 1. Grade 1, Blitz Programmer, Strazer. 1. Grade 2, Blitz Technology Researcher, Uber. 1. Grade 3, Blitz CEO, Welstra. And 1. Ride Deck Crest, Energy Generator. The Grade 0, Blitz Mechanic, Wharton, starting unit. Skill, Auto. When this unit is ruled upon, if you went second, draw a card. So for Wharton, it's the starting unit of this deck. Like any other starting unit in the D standard format, it features the same skill and activation. When written on top of, if you're the second to go in the game, draw one card. The Grade 1, Blitz Programmer, Strazer. Skill, Auto. When this unit is ruled upon, search your deck or hand for up to one Grade 1 product card, put into your order zone. If you search from your deck, shuffle your deck. If you put a card from your hand, draw a card. So for Strazer, it's the main Grade 1 to ride this deck. With its skill, when written on top of, you can then secure any Grade 1 product card from your hand or deck to make use of in the order zone for your upcoming battle strategy. The Grade 2, Blitz Technology Researcher, Uber. Skills, first skill, action as a Vanguard once per turn. Cost, Soul Blast 1. If the cost is paid, choose a product from your order zone and operate it. Activate its operate ability. Second skill, Auto. When this unit is ruled upon. Cost, put a product from your order zone into the drop zone. If the cost is paid, search your deck or hand for up to one Grade 2 product card, put into your order zone. If you search your deck, shuffle your deck. If you put a card from your hand, draw a card. So for Uber, it's the main Grade 2 to ride this deck. If its skill is the first skill, by paying the cost, you can then operate any product card in your order zone to make use of in your upcoming battle strategy. Any second skill, when written on top of, if you pay the cost, you can then secure any Grade 2 product card from your hand or deck to place into your order zone to make use of in your upcoming game strategy. The Grade 3, Blitz CEO, Welstra. Skills, first skill, Auto as a Vanguard. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, choose a product from your order zone and operate it. Activate its operate ability. Second skill, Auto as a Vanguard. When you operate a product, this unit gets plus 5,000 power until end of turn. So for Welstra, it's the main Grade 3 to ride this deck. If its skill is the first skill, when attacking a Vanguard, you can then operate any product in your order zone to make use of in your upcoming game strategy. Any second skill, when the conditions of the second skill are met, you can give plus 5,000 power to your Vanguard Welstra. And the best part about this second skill, it's stackable. If you're able to operate products in your order zone multiple times in a single turn, for every time you operate, you can continue stacking more power to Welstra, giving you a Vanguard of a large amount of power to make it easier to pressure or finish off your opponent with. The Ride Deck Crest, Energy Generator. Skills, first skill, you may only have one Ride Deck Crest in the Ride Deck. Second skill, Auto from the Ride Deck. When you ride, put this card into your crest zone. If you went second, energy charge 3. Third skill, Continuous. You may have up to 10 energy. Fourth skill, Auto. At the beginning of your ride phase, energy charge 3. And fifth skill, Actions of once per turn. Cost, Energy Blast 7. If the cost is paid, draw a card. So for Energy Generator, it's a crest that's useful to have in the D standard format. If its skills, the second skill, while on the ride deck, whenever you ride, for example from Grade 0 to 1, you can then straight away deploy this card to the crest zone. And if you're the second to go in the game, you can also energy charge 3, giving you energy to pay for any costs for your upcoming battle strategy. And the fourth skill, While this card is face up in your crest zone, at the beginning of your ride phase, you can then energy charge, thereby giving you more energy to make use of in your upcoming skills. And the 5th skill, by paying the cost, you can then draw more cards to restock your hand with. And of that, we just about covered the deck's ride deck. Next, let's get on to the deck's Grade 1 lineup. And now for the Grade 1 lineup. For the Grade 1s in this deck, we are playing 2. Grade 1, Blitz Mechanic Iskra. 3. Grade 1, Blitz Staff Muna. 4. Grade 1, Blitz Assistant Sortien. 4. Grade 1, Planet Wall Dragon. And 2. Grade 1, Set Order, Product, Mobile Kennel, and Garten. The Grade 1, Blitz Mechanic Iskra. Skill, action as a rear guard. If you did not operate a product this turn, cost, counterblast 1 and rest this unit. If the cost and paid, choose a product from your order zone and operate it. Activate its operability. So for Iskra, she's a support card for the Welstra deck. With her skill, as long as the conditions of the skill are met and you pay the cost, you can then choose any product card in your order zone and make use of its skill for your upcoming game strategy. The Grade 1, Blitz Staff Muna. Skills, first skill, continuous as a rear guard. If your order zone has 3 or more cards, this unit cannot be chosen by your opponent's card effects, and it gets plus 5,000 power. Includes opponent's cards, active on opponent's turn 2. Auto is a second skill, auto is a rear guard once per turn. When any player's unit is placed on rear guard from the order zone during any player's main phase, cost, Soul Blast 1. If the cost and paid, draw a card. So for Muna, another support card for the Welstra deck. If her skill is the first skill, as long as the conditions of the first skill are met, not only does your Muna get a pseudo-resist ability protecting her from being affected by your opponent's card effects, but also she can turn into a potential 13,000 point attacker for her front row or 13,000 point booster for your back row. And the second skill, when the conditions of the second skill are met and you paid the cost, you can draw more cards to restock your hand with. The Grade 1, Blitz Assistant Sortien. Skill, auto is a rear guard. When a Grade 2 or greater product is put into your order zone, cost, put this unit into your soul. If the cost and paid, countercharge 1. So for Sortien, another support card for the Welstra deck with its skill. When the conditions of the skill are met and you pay the cost, not only do you get to build up your soul for later Soul Blast, but you can also refund your Counter Blast for later skills. The Grade 1, Planet Wall Dragon. Sentinel, Perfect Guard. Skills, first skill, Continuous Sentinel. You may only have up to 4 cards of Continuous Sentinel in the deck. Second skill, Auto. When this unit is put in the Guardian Circle, choose one of your units, and it cannot be hit until end of battle. If your hand has 2 more cards, choose a card from your hand and discard it. So for Planet Wall Dragon, it's a perfect guard for the Brandt Gate Nation. Like any other perfect guard in the Cardfight Vanguard trading card game, it features the same skill and activation. When used to guard with and discarding 1 card from your hand, you can block an enemy attack. But it also features an ability unique to all perfect guards in the D standard format, which is, when used to guard with, while you have less than 2 cards in hand, you will not have to pay the usual discard 1 cost, making Planet Wall a potential no-cost perfect guard in desperate, last resort situations. The Grade 1, Set Order, Product, Mobile Kennel, and Garten. Skills, first skill, after a set order is played, put into your order zone. Second skill, Auto. When this card is put from hand or order zone into the drop zone during your turn, put this card into your order zone or soul. Third skill, Operate, Auto from the order zone. When this card is operated, call this card as a 10,000 power, 1 critical normal unit with boost to an open rear guard circle, and put that unit into the order zone at the end of the turn. So for Engarten, it's one of the main product cards to play in your Welstra deck. With its skill, the second skill, whenever you discard Engarten from hand or is removed from your order zone during your turn, you can choose either to return it to the order zone to make use of its operate ability or to put it into your soul to restock your soul for later Soul Blasts. And the third skill, when operated, you can then superior call Ein Garten to the rear guard to serve as a potential 10,000 point attacker for the front row or 10,000 point booster for the back row. And with that, we just about covered the deck's Grade 1 lineup. Next, let's get on to the deck's Grade 2 lineup. And now, for the Grade 2 lineup. For the Grade 2s in this deck, we are playing 4. Grade 2, Operate Master, Freiheit. 4. Grade 2, Blitz Accounting Department Staff, Virginia. 3. Grade 2, Set Order, Product, Assault Flight Carrier, Lubezal. And 2. Grade 2, Set Order, Product, Heavy Strike Cannon Fortress, Freischütz. The Grade 2, Operate Master, Freiheit. Skills, first skill, auto. When this unit is placed on the rearguard circle, if your order zone has a set order, cost, counterblast 1 and discard a card from hand. If the cost is paid, search your deck for up to 1 card of the same card name as your Vanguard or up to 1 product card, reveal it, put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. If you have a Vanguard of Welstra in its card name, choose up to 1 product card from your hand and put into your order zone. Second skill, auto is a rear guard. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, if you have a Vanguard of Welstra in its card name, cost Soul Blast 2. If the cost is paid, choose a product from your order zone and operate it. So for Freiheit, it's a support card for the Welstra deck. If its skill is the first skill, when called into the rear guard while the conditions of the skill are met and you pay the cost, you can then have the chance to search your deck for either another copy of your Vanguard to make use of your upcoming game strategy, or to search for a product card to do the same to help your upcoming game strategy. And then after searching, if the secondary conditions of the skill are met, you can take any product card from your hand and deploy it straight to the order zone. So then the second skill, whenever your rear guard Freiheit attacks the Vanguard, as long as the conditions of the second skill are met and you pay the cost, you can operate any product card in your order zone, making use of its operability for your upcoming game strategy. The Grade 2, Blitz Accounting Department Staff, Virginia. Skills, first skill, auto. When this unit is placed on the rearguard circle, if you have a Vanguard of Welstra in its card name, cost, counterblast 1. If the cost is paid, choose a product from your order zone and operate it. Second skill, auto is a rear guard once per turn. When a product in your order zone is operated by another card's ability, cost Soul Blast 2. If the cost is paid, draw a card. So for Virginia, another support card for the Welstra deck. If her skill is the first skill, when called onto the rear guard while the conditions of the first skill are met, by paying the cost, you can operate any product card in your order zone to make use of its operability. Second skill, when the conditions of the second skill are met and you pay the cost, you can draw more cards to restock your hand with. The Grade 2, Set Order, Product, Assault Flight Carrier, Lubezal. Skills, first skill, after a set order is played, put into your order zone. Second skill, auto, when this card is put into the order zone, if you have a Vanguard of Blitz in its card name, draw a card and soul charge 1. Third skill, operate, auto from the order zone, when this card is operated. If it is your main phase, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 unit card from among them with grade less than and equal to your Vanguard, call it to rearguard circle and shuffle your deck. If it is your battle phase, draw a card. So for Lubezal, it's one of the main product cards to play in your Welstra deck. If it's skill, the second skill, whenever you deploy Lubezal to the order zone, as long as the conditions of the skill are met, not only do you get to draw more cards to restock your hand with, but you can also stock up your soul to later Soul Blast with. And the third skill, when operated, Lubezal has 2 different abilities depending on what phase you operate it with. If you choose to operate Lubezal during the main phase, you have the chance to check the top cards of your deck to superior call a rear guard to serve as a potential front row attacker, back row booster, or a rear guard whose skill you wish to take advantage of later in the game. If you choose to operate it during the battle phase, you can draw more cards to restock your hand with. The Grade 2, Set Order, Product, Heavy Strike Cannon Fortress, Freischütz. Skills, first skill, after a set order is played, put into your order zone. Second skill, operate, auto from the order zone. When this card is operated, choose one of your opponent's front row rear guards and retire it. If you do not retire a card, choose one of your opponent's vanguards and it gets minus 5,000 power until end of turn. Third skill, auto from the order zone. When you Your grade 3 or greater Vanguard is placed by riding from a grade 3. Cost, put this card into drop. If the cost is paid, search your deck or hand for up to 1 mobile cannon Fortress of Obliteration, 5 shots maximum, put it into your order zone. If you search your deck, shuffle your deck. If you put a card from your hand, draw a card. So for Freischütz, it's one of the other main product cards to play in your Welstra deck. With skill, the second skill, when operated, you have the chance to retire your opponent's rear guards, and in the off chance that no rear guards are retired during the activation of this first skill, you can instead weaken your opponent's Vanguard by 5,000 power, making it easier for your upcoming attacks to land and pressure or finish off your opponent with. And the third skill, while in the order zone, when you ride on top of a grade 3 Vanguard, by paying the cost, you can then replace Freischütz with Freischütz Maximum from either your hand or deck, giving you a more powerful product card to make use of in your upcoming game strategy. And with that, we just about covered the deck's grade 2 lineup. Next, let's get on to the deck's grade 3 lineup. And now for the grade 3 lineup. For the grade 3s of this deck, we are playing 3 grade 3 Blitz CEO Welstra, and 3 grade 3 set order product Mobile Fortress of Obliteration, Freischütz Maximum. The grade 3 Blitz CEO Welstra. Since we already explained Blitz CEO Welstra's skills during the ride deck portion of the video, let's just skip ahead to the next card. The grade 3 set order product Mobile Fortress of Obliteration, Freischütz Maximum. Skills: first skill, continuous, you cannot play this card. Second skill, operate auto from the order zone. When this card is operated, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. Choose one of your opponent's vanguards, it gets power minus 5,000 until end of turn. Then cost, counterblast 1 and return a rear guard to hand. If the cost is paid, you can call this card as a power 23,000 critical 1 normal unit to an open rear guard circle. If you call a card, put that unit into the order zone at the end of the turn. So for Freischütz Maximum, it's one of the main product cards to be played in the Welstra deck. With its skill, the second skill, while you operate this card from the order zone, not only do you get to wipe out one of your opponent's rear guards, and to also weaken your opponent's vanguard, but then by paying the cost, you can put Freischütz Maximum to the rear guard as a potential front row attacker to make it easier to help you finish or at least pressure your opponents with. And with that, we just about covered the deck's grade 3 lineup. Next, let's get on to the trigger lineup. And now for the trigger lineup. For the triggers in this deck, we are playing 1. Grade 0 Star Dragon Deed of Infinitude Elder Breath Over Trigger. 4. Grade 0 Patrol Robo Decker Cop Critical Trigger. 3. Grade 0 Blitz Pilot Yakuto Critical Trigger. 4. Grade 0 Amelorite Connector Draw Trigger. 2. Grade 0 Lady Healer of the Creaking World Heal Trigger. 2. Grade 0 Whistling Arrow of Recursion Abafold Heal Trigger. The Grade 0 Star Dragon Deed of Infinitude Elder Breath Over Trigger. Skill, trigger, additional effect. Double the power and critical of all of your front row units until end of turn. Increase to double its power and critical when activated. So for Elder Breath, it's the overtrigger for the Brandt Gate Nation. Like any other overtrigger in the Cardfight Vanguard trading card game, it features the same skill and activation. It is, when revealed during a drive check or damage check, you get 100 million power and get to draw 1 card. But it also features an ability unique to it alone. When revealed during a drive check on your turn, you can double the power and critical of all front row units, Vanguard and Rearguard included, for this turn. So, for Elder Breath, a powerful overtrigger to use to give you a better chance to either to pressure or finish off your opponent by increasing the power and critical of all of your upcoming attacks with. The Grade 0 Patrol Robo Decker Cop Critical Trigger. Skill, auto as a rear guard. At the end of the battle, it boosted. Cost, put this unit into your soul. If the cost has been paid, choose one of your units and it gets plus 2000 power until end of turn. So for Decker Cop, a powerful critical trigger to play in your Brandt Gate Nation decks with its skill. After boosting an attack, regardless if the attack hits or not, as long as you don't mind moving Decker Cop from your rear guard into your soul, not only do you get to build up your soul for later Soul Blast, but you can also give one of your remaining attackers in your field, Vanguard or rear guard, a little extra power to work with. The Grade 0, a Mail-Rate Connector, Draw Trigger. Skill, continuous as a Guardian. If your opponent's Vanguard is Grade 3 or greater, this unit gets plus 5000 shield. So for Connector, a powerful draw trigger to play in your Brandt Gate Nation decks with its skill. When used to guard with while the conditions of the skill are met, you can turn your Mail-Rate Connector into a potential 10,000 point shield all on its own. The Grade 0, Lady Healer of the Creaking World, Heal Trigger. Skill, Auto. When this unit is placed on the Guardian Circle, if your opponent's attacking unit has attacked 2 or more times this turn, this unit gets plus 15,000 shield until end of battle. Active if this battles its second attack this turn or more. So for Lady Healer, a powerful heal trigger to play in your Brandt Gate Nation decks with its skill. When used to guard with while the conditions of the skill are met, you can turn your Lady Healer of the Creaking World into a potential 25,000 point shield all on her own. Ideally, Lady Healer is a counter heal best played against opponents who play decks that specialize in attacking in multiple and restanding multiple times with their same unit, either their Vanguard or rear guard. Against such opponents, Lady Healer can be a very powerful defensive unit to have. The Grade 0, Whistling Arrow of Recursion Obfold, Heal Trigger. Skill, Auto. When this unit is put on the Guardian Circle, if the attacking unit's critical is 2 or greater, and its critical is increased by a non-trigger effect ability, or its original critical is 2 or greater, this unit gets plus 15,000 shield until end of battle. So for Obfold, another powerful heal trigger to play in your Brandt Gate Nation decks with its skill. When used to guard with while the conditions of its skill are met, Obfold then can serve as a potential 25,000 point shield on its own. Ideally, Obfold is a counter heal best played against opponents who play decks that specialize in increasing their attacking unit's critical, Vanguard or rear guard by skill or card effect. And with that, we just about covered the deck's trigger lineup. For the triggers of this deck, we are playing 1. Over Trigger, Elder Breath, 7. Critical Triggers, 4. Draw Triggers, and 4. Heal Triggers. And of that, that's just about all the time we have for today. First I want to say is, thank you to the viewers watching today's video, and to please stay tuned for more videos I plan to upload again in the near future. And I also hope you all show support by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my videos and channel. And of that I say, goodbye and see you all soon.